Welcome everyone to our Q&A office hour call. I'm just connecting to Facebook to ensure that our friends there can see us. If you can just be patient with me one moment, we'll make sure that we connect and we'll be all set. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm really excited to be here with you today, back in the saddle, and we are moving forward with all of our events and content drops for this year. We're just really excited to serve you in this way. Today, we're going to be talking about the customer awareness ladder and how you can use it as part of your, as part of your content creation process. There we go. Sorry about that. Again, Facebook has made it difficult for us to stream into multiple locations. So we're always, there we go. Hello, Facebook friends. Good to see you. All right. We're on YouTube and LinkedIn as well. So now the gang's all here. Let's go. Today, we are going to be talking about the awareness ladder and how you can use this evidence-based marketing tool to support with your content creation process and really ensure that your content connects strongly with the people that you want it to connect to, right? So you want to capture the right people at the right time in the right place. Otherwise, creating your content could end up being a waste of your time. And we definitely don't want that. We don't have time to waste. As a reminder to everybody, I'm Jeannie Petrucci. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist. I am the founder and operating director of, managing director of Living Plate RX. And we do these office hours twice per month. We pick a topic, we poll our group to find out what questions they have about a topic, and then we have a conversation. So please join the conversation in comments. Feel free to ask questions. We have team members supporting us on YouTube and LinkedIn, as well as in our private Facebook group. So feel free to reach out and participate in the conversation. Hi, Liz. Good to see you. Hi, Barbara. Hillary, great. Thank you so much. Hillary is joining us in the private Facebook group. A lot of our events do happen there. So while you might be watching on LinkedIn or YouTube at this moment, please feel free to join our Facebook group called Scale Your Nutrition Practice. Just search for the group and then you can request to join. Hi, Karen. Hi, Angela. Such a warm welcome. Hey, Michelle. Happy New Year to everybody. All right. So this topic is important, and I'm going to, the customer awareness ladder, it's used in marketing all the time. As registered dietitians and nutrition and healthcare professionals, we're not often schooled on that, right? But we do receive training on health behavior change. And today we're going to kind of bring it all together for you. Hopefully some of you will have an aha moment here. We always love those. And it can support you with your content creation process. So here's the hard truth. Not all people are ready to book with you. And that's okay. And that's really hard for us sometimes to accept, because we know that there are a lot of people who need our help. But number one, they need to be ready for it, right? So behavior change, but they also need to be aware of you, the problem, the potential solution, how you can solve that problem. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, and how you can target your content creation efforts and your marketing efforts to make sure that you are reaching the right people. For every question that we answer today, I will be providing you with an actionable step. So if this is your first time to a Q&A call, you will always be given actions that you can take immediately so that you can move the needle forward for yourself. And that's what we're here to help you with. So the right content and the right messaging tailored to where people are in readiness and awareness journey is going to accelerate the amount of time that they become your client, right? So we surveyed our Facebook group, and we have questions that we're going to be answering for you today. I'm going to read them now. So what types of content work best for each stage of awareness? I'm going to cover what the stages are, and then we'll answer that question. How can I move clients from being unaware of their problem to being ready to work with you? That's a tough one. It can be done, but it takes a lot of effort, and we'll talk about that. And then how do you tailor your offers and the services that you're promoting in your practice and messaging to appeal to clients at different stages? Because that's really important. You really need, it's like a puzzle piece, right? If the right client, the right message fits together really nicely, it's a higher likelihood that that person is going to engage with you. Oh, hi, Janet, Faith, Allison. Really great to see you all here. So before we dive in, I want to remind you that if you're ready to save time and grow your practice, I'm going to be sharing with you an opportunity at the end of today's session. So just stick around and you'll learn about how Living PlateRx can help you streamline your content creation process and your marketing efforts. All right, let's dive in. Question number 1. What types of content work best for each stage of the awareness ladder? I am going to share my screen now because I want to show you the awareness ladder. Okay. All right, want to make sure that we're seeing that in our group. Yep, there it goes. All right, this is the awareness ladder. It has 5 stages: unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and most aware. Each stage requires different content, and it's a ladder. You can see that, as people move up, it is more likely that they are going to engage in your services. So as we go through each one of these stages, I want you to think really hard about your decisions around content creation. If you're spending a lot of time creating content for people who are in the unaware stage, that is a long runway. It is worthy and it should be done. But if you're not creating content for the other stages, you're going to get frustrated because it takes a lot of content, and the conversion percentages for people who are unaware that they even have a problem, let alone unaware of you existing, it's just a hard road to drive, right? And that's why people buy Facebook ads, because it helps amplify their messaging to a really, really broad base, many people, and a small percentage, maybe 1 or 2%, are eventually going to engage with them. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through the stages here, okay? So the unaware stage here, let me take my screen down. So we're going to start here at the bottom with the unaware stage. Hi, Katie, Ashley, good to see you here. So this is, as I've already said, the most difficult client to convert. They don't even know they have a problem. And it is a much longer cycle to get them from knowing they have a problem to working with you. It's going to require that you have a much higher output of content, and you're going to get lower percentage of conversions. So keep that in mind. I don't want to discourage you from creating content for people in this stage, but you have to decide how you're going to do that, right? Am I going to do it on social media? Some of us don't like that so much, the idea of spending many hours on social media. But if you're going to do that, those are the people that you're going for. You are going to be spending a lot of time on social media. Or are you going to do a community presentation at your local, hospital or oncology center, right? The oncology center, that's not really a good example, because they are not unaware. But just like the hospital system, like a general hospital system or a concierge practice, where people are just interested in good health, and they might not even know they have a problem, or they might not know they need your help. That's another way that you can do it. So I'll give you plenty more examples. So where these people are is that they don't know that they have a problem. And your goal is to educate and create curiosity. You don't want to just put education out there because, they're not aware, but you have to trigger that curiosity, I have been kind of tired lately, or I am somewhat bloated, or wow, as I've started heading into menopause, I'm watching the pounds creep up, or I'm not sleeping as well, right? So you want to trigger some curiosity and thought with people at this level. And here are some good content examples for you. Relatable stories. So share a personal antidote or an anonymous client story, something like how I realized my afternoon slump wasn't normal. So if somebody's not aware, they know they have an afternoon slump, but you just brought it to their attention, right? So you're making them stop and say, wow, that is me. And that's really what you're trying to do at this stage. Is you want them to see themselves in your messaging. So the rest of the message is what I did about it. So I realized my afternoon slump wasn't normal and what I did about it. So this is going to spark curiosity without really overwhelming the audience with solutions. You can't really educate and provide solutions to an audience who's unaware. Engaging quizzes, that's always really fun. An interactive quiz such as, is your stress impacting your digestive health? that will trigger curiosity and potentially have someone complete a quiz in a very kind of non-intimidating way. Blog posts. Blog posts are kind of key for people who are unaware and potentially moving into problem aware. Like they start searching things because, you know, a lot of times it's symptom based, or maybe they talked to a friend at a party and it triggered interest in something like gut health. And you write a blog post on 10 signs your gut health might be impacting your energy levels. Well, if I'm a tired person sitting here reading this, I'm like, that might spark my interest, my curiosity. So I'll read the blog post. And then also quizzes, things like, are your food habits holding you back? That would be another example there. Hi, Beta. Good to see you. Amy, good to see you. All right. So that is the unaware. They don't know they have a problem. It's not that they're unaware of you. They are unaware of you, but they're also unaware that they have a problem. The problem aware stage, here's where these people are. They know that something is wrong, but they don't know how to fix it. So it might be something like a symptom, or they might have received a diagnosis. So oftentimes when I was in practice, when I was an active practitioner, physicians would send people to us because with a diagnosis, but the person had no idea what the solution was, right? So they come to us with a problem, but they're not aware of what the solution could possibly be. Sometimes the physicians will tip them off, say, oh, you know, go see Jeannie. She can support you with meal plans and healthy eating so that you can maintain your muscle mass while you're on a GLP-1. So they might get a tip off to the solution, but sometimes that's not the case. So somebody who comes to you problem aware is a much hotter candidate than somebody who's unaware. I think that makes a lot of sense to you. The goal here is to connect with them. So your messaging is going to be really important. And just as a reflection here, flashback to the last 3 sessions that we did, which were all about the 2 sessions that were all about your niche, your ideal customer avatar, and really crafting a unique value proposition. Going to weave that into everything here, right? So you want to build empathy. You want to know that they can and establish trust, know that they can trust you and really reflect back to them that you understand. So the content that you're creating is going to build trust and it's going to help build empathy and let them connect with you. Couple of examples of this, an educational video series. So launching a mini series or even a challenge where we have a new challenge coming up for everybody, the blood sugar reset. I know you're going to be excited about that. You can look forward to that in a few weeks, but you can launch a mini series or a challenge, something like 4 reasons your high blood sugar is causing weight gain. This is somebody who's problem aware. I'm gaining weight, but maybe it's my blood sugar. So, you know, really carrying through that sparking curiosity of somebody now who knows they have a problem and they're really maybe looking for a solution or they've just started looking for a solution. But you want to focus on connecting the symptoms with like underlying nutritional factors. Downloadable guide would be another great piece of content. So a free resource like 7 signs you might be missing key nutrients. It's January. I'd say just like Q1 in general, people are really keyed in on health and nutrition. And I'm sure it's probably the biggest month for supplement sales. So people are interested in like, am I missing key nutrients? You could do something like, you know, the 6 nutrients you have to have if you are in menopause or to support you with your perimenopausal symptoms. Again, you're going to want to identify your ideal customer and your niche really well. You're going to have a unique value proposition with messaging, and everything that you do that we're talking about today is going to carry through that messaging, right? It has to be targeted. So free resource like a downloadable guide or like a meal plan would be really great here. You want to validate their concerns and establish your expertise. That's huge, right? You are the expert. So they're looking for a solution to a problem they know they have. They're not yet aware of the solution. And here's an expert. Maybe she can give me this. He or she can give me the solution. Hi, Tiffany. Good to see you. All right, so number 3, now we're moving up the ladder. So we have unaware, problem aware, and now we have solution aware. The super hot candidate for you, right? So, you know, if you were going to target and you have access to people who are problem and solution aware, then that's where you want to start. And that maybe it is from physician. That's why physician referrals are so great, because they convert really well. People are coming to you with a problem, and potentially they understand what the solution is. They just don't know how to implement it. So they need you as the expert to support them. So they're exploring solutions, but they haven't decided basically who they want to work with yet, or how they want to achieve their goal. And they might have a lot of confusion around that too. So your goal here is to position yourself as the expert and the person to help them on their journey. You want to be that person supporting them on their journey. Some content examples here. Case studies are always great. So share a detailed client success story, anonymously, of course, such as how Sarah got control of her blood sugar in just 1 week with our group coaching program. You want to be careful about the promises that you make, but they have to be compelling enough. Somebody getting their blood sugar in control in 1 week is reasonable. If they make a real pivot with their nutrition, they're going to see an immediate impact on their blood sugar, especially, for example, if they're using something like a CGM. So that is a case study that could be really powerful. A comparison chart could be really cool, to provide a resource that that compares two things, something like one-on-one coaching versus do-it-yourself meal planning. Like, which one is right for you? And the answer is probably you don't have to pick. You probably both are great. The DIY meal planning is probably something people have been trying. Maybe they're frustrated. Well, come to my one-on-one coaching program and I will support you with meal planning so that you don't have to do it yourself and experience frustration. But again, these people have potentially already started exploring. They've already started to explore with solutions and maybe have failed. Maybe they're frustrated. So that would be really important for you to explore as well. And you can have kind of mixed messages in that area, right? With the solution aware people, some people are aware of the solution and are just trying to figure it out. And some people are unaware. So like doing some education around, they're unaware of the solution. They're aware of it. They just don't know what it is. Like, they know there's a solution. They just don't know what it is. So that education piece could be really important, but then also really walking people through, the hard solution, like one-on-one coaching or meal planning support. All right. Number 4 is our product aware stage. This is, people know they know they have a problem. They know that there's a solution and they know about your solution. So like, it's basically sales at this point, and it's all about trust and overcoming objections, like in a really compassionate way. This is where you make the conversion of somebody to start working with you, right? That's why, if you're all the way down at the bottom of the ladder, unaware, it's a long, hard climb to get somebody to product aware. You're not going to be pitching your product to somebody who is unaware. It won't work and you'll get frustrated. So, people are either going to progress through this ladder with you, or you're going to get them like at that spot. If you can find somebody at this spot, that's amazing. Product aware people sometimes have tried other practitioners or other programs and have not had success. So one of the objections that you could bring to their attention is that if you have tried, managing your symptoms while on GLP-1s before and haven't had success, come see me. I've got a program that's really great for you, right? So think about what their experience is at this stage. They know about your product, so they've done their homework. Your goal is to build trust and overcome objections. So some content examples here could be like a behind the scenes post. And this is going to capture people who are like product aware, potentially even solution aware, and then you can trigger them to product aware. Offer like a free video tour of your coaching program or a tour of your practice, just literally with your phone. Walk around your practice if you have a bricks and mortar, and talk about the services that you offer there. If you're virtual, take them on a virtual tour of your coaching program. Like, this is what it looks like working with me. You want to showcase what you offer them, what kind of support you offer them. So make sure that you have your stack, right? Your stack of services ready, and then kind of walk them through it. And then they can really envision themselves working with you. You're going to build familiarity because it's video, which is awesome. Always great way to connect. And you're going to build trust. FAQ content can also be really helpful. So publishing a blog post or a video titled "What Happens During a Nutrition Coaching Session" to address just like any kind of common hesitations that these people might have. All right, now we are at number 5, like the top of the pyramid, most aware stage. These people are ready to buy and they just need a final push, right? So they know they have a problem. They know there's a solution. They know that you offer a really good solution, but they still haven't engaged with you yet. And there are strategies that you can use to kind of get them to that higher level stage, the most aware stage. So at this point, your focus is to convert them into clients. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. Limited time offer. And again, as I go through this, all of these need to be 100% authentic, right? So if you're saying it's a limited time offer, it needs to be a limited time offer. Let me just check in with our Facebook group. Just want to make sure that if we have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Okay, great. Okay, so you have to be authentic here. A limited time offer. So promote an exclusive offer, like join my gut health masterclass for 20%. And you don't always have to give a discount. You could always add something. Join now and get a free 1-hour coaching session with me. So you can add, which is my favorite thing to do, or you can offer a discount. Now, I'm not a huge fan of discounts, just FYI, but it can work for some populations. The goal here really is to create urgency. Some of you might be thinking that already, right? So a limited time offer is going to create urgency and really push people to that next level. Client results testimonials, really compelling ones that will speak to people at that stage, speak to their problems, help them overcome any objections that they have. So share impactful reviews that measure outcomes. So something like, after 3 months with Jeannie, I finally slept through the night and feel energized. I would actually get much more specific than that, but it will depend on your niche. Like after working with Jeannie, I have much better control of my menopausal symptoms and have more energy to, when I'm babysitting my grandchildren, something like that. Like get really, really specific with these client testimonials. You also want to focus on direct call to actions. One of the biggest mistakes I see happening just across the board in all industries is that direct call to actions are delivered to people who are in the unaware stage. They're not appropriate for people who are unaware, like buy this now, like limited time offer. Somebody who is unaware, problem aware, and potentially even solution aware, they're not going to just click and buy. You have to build trust first before they do that. So that's the idea of ascending through the ladder. So that could work too. I would also, one of the best strategies here to finally get people to ascend to most aware is removing like any barrier to purchase. And that is a guarantee. I have always offered money back guarantees with all of my services. And sometimes you can have kind of restrictions around it. So let's say that you have a digital course or like a hybrid course, right? You can offer a money back guarantee, but they will have had to do the work first. Right. So as long as you can measure that, like, are they showing up? Are they doing the work? And are they not getting the results? Now, the results are not, you have to be careful about what you're promising, the transformation you're promising. So make sure that you can deliver on that. But if they're doing the work, they should absolutely get some kind of results. And almost always a money back guarantee. I'll be like, oh, what the heck? I might as well, right? That's what you want to generate. Like, I already trust this person. I'm already interested in this program, but if I can get my money back, there's no risk, right? So that is a really great strategy. So urgency and kind of reducing barriers, building confidence kind of all works here for people who are in the most aware stage. So your action here. So we just answered that first. What was the first question? I'm going up here. What types of content work best for each stage of the awareness ladder? All right. So that was the most. That when we did the poll, that was the question that got the most responses. So the action that you're going to take here, now that you understand the stages of awareness, is to audit your content to ensure that you're addressing each stage appropriately. If all of your effort is going into creating content in the unaware stage, it's not going to work, right? Because it can, but it's just such a long climb to the top, like pun completely intended. So I want you to make sure that you have content ready for every stage and, identify gaps and then just prioritize, like, where do you want to spend your time creating content? Where you start creating your content for your ideal customer avatar and your niche is going to depend on this audit. So I encourage you to do that. You might be light on content with people who are unaware of a problem, or maybe you want to focus on a particular group. Like, I really want to focus on people who are problem and solution aware. My mind immediately goes to referrals. So I'm going to create content around that. I'm going to have a great referral program. I'm going to have great practitioner outreach. That's going to get those people into my practice. So if I were in practice, that's the stage that I would choose. So the problem and solution aware people are always going to convert better and quicker than the unaware. So I have an example listed here, and I already mentioned it, so I'm not going to do it again, but referring docs, referring practitioners, referring, just other healthcare professionals or wellness professionals like trainers, those are always going to be really, really great, versus like plugging away like on the struggle bus on social media just to get one lead that's not going to convert, right? If you're on social media, you have to get many, 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 many leads. Even if you have like really good targeted messaging, it's going to take more leads to convert. So just be aware of that. All right. Question number 2, and as a reminder, if you stay on with us until the end, I'm going to let you know how if you're not a Living PlayDocs member yet, I will let you know how you can connect with me on a deeper level to accelerate your content creation process. All right, question number 2, how can I move potential clients from being unaware of the problem to being ready to work with me? I actually think you can answer that question now. This question just speaks so much to the kinds of practitioners that we are, because we just care so deeply. We want to help everyone, even if they don't need or want our help. Note that this is going to be your toughest group to convert, as I've already mentioned. Still worthy to pursue, of course. Maybe if you're in public health, like that's where you spend a lot of your time. And you should have some content here, but just know that you're going to have to put in a lot more effort. So moving clients through the stages of awareness, right, from the bottom to the top, is going to require like a step-by-step approach. I think it's worth covering here because you all wanted the answer to this question, so I'm going to give it to you. But just know it's not the easiest thing to do. I'm going to share my screen with you here right now because it's going to help me demonstrate something that you are already familiar with. All right, so we have the unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. You get that now, right? Let's take a look at, just push this forward. Great. Let's just take a quick look at our stages of change model here. Moving your clients through the stages of awareness requires this step-by-step approach that is very similar to the 5 stages of behavior change, where you have pre-contemplation. Now, usually this is shown as a continuum on a horizontal line, but I have it in this position for a reason. And the next slide will make that clear. You're going to start, people sometimes start at pre-contemplation, where they have no idea they even have a problem. They don't even know you exist. They're not thinking about any kind of behavior change. The stage number 2 is contemplation. They're thinking about making a change. So they're probably problem aware, maybe not solution aware, but they're definitely problem aware. Then they move on to motivation. So what is motivating them now to make the behavior change? They probably understand some type of solution. Then they're going to, you can't see this. Let me just hide myself for a second so you can see the bottom. Then they're motivated to take action. And you can see like they're going up the awareness ladder too, right? So they're going to take action is going to be, I'm most aware, I've made that decision, I'm making that commitment. Now, unlike the stages of awareness, this is a continuum, right? So somebody who is problem and solution aware will not revert back to unaware unless they develop some kind of a new problem. With the stages of change, people will not go back to pre-contemplation, but they will, balance between contemplation, motivation, action, and then the maintenance phase. It's a continuum. It's not, I'm just going to change my behavior and it's all good, right? We all know that isn't reality for most people. So this is our stages of change that takes us from client attraction to client success. So again, trying to get people in, like coming in the middle where they're at least contemplating a change. That's going to be where your best conversion is. All right. This is an image I show frequently. This is the sales funnel. Now, we are here talking about the stages of change because we want to grow our practice, right? We want to create content that helps us accelerate the growth of our practice. You cannot talk about that without talking about a sales funnel. I say it probably once a day in all of my conversations. There are 3 things that you must do. Let me come to hello here. At least I'm in the bottom here. There are 3 things that you must do in order to have a business and a practice. You need to attract clients, you need to serve them with immense value, and you need to retain them. And that's what this sales funnel is. It aligns very well with the stages of change. It aligns very well with the awareness model. Again, in the next slide, I invert the stages of awareness, and you'll see how it perfectly aligns with this. At the top of a funnel, this is how a funnel is usually presented. At the top of the funnel, these are people who are probably unaware of a problem. Maybe they're aware of the problem. Maybe they know there's a solution, whatever. They're coming into the top of your funnel, and then you immediately start serving them content. So you need content at the top of the funnel to help bring people in. But people coming into the top of your funnel aren't always unaware, right? They might be problem aware, especially if your marketing efforts. I know Molly's on with us now, right, Molly? Like if your marketing is good and your messaging is good, you're going to get people who are problem aware and potentially solution aware at the top of the funnel, which is awesome because then you don't have a whole lot of work to do inside the funnel. But once they're in your funnel, you have to continue to deliver them valuable content that speaks to their stage of awareness. Somebody who is in your funnel is no longer unaware. So then you start focusing on content that we already talked about for problem and solution aware people, and potentially product aware people who are aware of your services. And as they move down your funnel, that's where they start converting. So at the bottom here, you can see there's a membership program. You're never going to pitch a membership program to somebody who is unaware of a problem. I would say you shouldn't pitch a membership program to anybody in the other 2 stages, right? Problem aware, solution aware. It really is only once a person has real trust and confidence in you and your solution, so they're product aware, that a membership program makes any sense. So when I talk to registered dietitians starting in practice, who are like, I want to start a membership program. I love that. But there's a lot of work that you need to do before you can offer a membership program. You have to have plenty of happy clients in your funnel before you can offer a membership program. And they all need to be product aware. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Hi, Stacy. All right. Here is what I promised you. And I just flipped I love it when things work out this way. Like this was another aha moment for me. The first aha moment was seeing how the 5 stages of behavior change aligned so perfectly with the sales funnel. And now you take it to the awareness ladder is literally the same thing, right? So at the top of your funnel, that's where you're going to find your unaware people. Not to say that the other people aren't going to be coming into your funnel there, but typically people who are product aware, they're already inside of your sales process. So unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. As they move down now we're like in the sales funnel. That's how you're going to be converting them. Any questions on this? Any aha moments? Give me a thumbs up if anybody has an aha moment today. Be great. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing here. Actually, maybe I'll leave that up for a little bit. I'm going to leave that up a little bit. All right, so we're going to focus now getting people from, I would say, the question really was around people who are not aware of the problem, but I'm going to lump that all in with the first 3 that you're seeing here. So unaware, problem aware, solution aware. How do we get those people to convert to clients? You need to follow, the step-by-step process. You want to start with some education that sparks curiosity, that answers questions that people who have this problem have, right? We support you with kind of understanding that inside of our trainings. So you want to create content that helps your clients recognize their struggles without feeling judged, right? I know that you're tired. I know that you're not getting sleep. You're like, it's the hormones. It's not you kind of messaging, if you're talking to somebody who's been touched by menopause, just being really relatable can always help. Use open-ended questions to generate curiosity and, again, show empathy, position specific solutions for these people, and reduce barriers, right? Provide free resources that can reduce barriers. Something like a grocery list. It's like an easy, quick win will convert somebody who's like unaware, problem aware into, here's part of the solution. And this person probably has, the rest of the solution. The thing with, providing free content the educational content that shows empathy, positions solutions, and reduces barriers, what you want is for that unaware person, the person, at that stage of awareness, is to say, wow, if they're giving me this for free, imagine what their paid programming is. Imagine the change that I could make if I engaged in one-on-one counseling, right? So you want them to envision what it's like working with you. Really, really great way to do that. So the action that you would take on this, on converting people who are unaware, again, maybe problem aware, could be to map out your content journey for this person. So for your ideal client, for example, if a client who is unaware of their gut health issues, they might first encounter a blog post. Okay, well, if they read the blog post, then what? Then they download a guide. Then what? Then we book a discovery call. Then what? Then we book a consultation. Now, if you take insurance, that discovery call is actually a paid gig, right? So especially if you're using our BioScreen visual dietary assessment tool, because you are reviewing, you are assessing that patient. So typically discovery calls, you don't get compensation for, because you're just, a lot of times discovery calls are about, how I can help you and your services, which are great. But if you actually have them complete a dietary assessment before they come in for the discovery call, and you're going to review that with them, that's billable, right? So kind of keep that in mind for my insurance providers. So map out the content journey to understand this. Again, we're only talking about people in like the unaware, problem aware right now. Like it's going to, and you'll see it's going to be a longer journey for them to book with you. And it's not linear, right? They're not going to read a blog post, download a guide, and book a consult, right? They're going to read a blog post, a couple of blog posts. They're going to see a reel. They're going to see social media. They need a lot of touches with you. I don't know the exact number of touches. I forget, but it's a lot. Definitely more than 20 that they need to see you before they actually engage. So you have to keep pumping out the content. It's not a one and done. And I see that being one of the biggest mistakes too, where we have a downloadable guide on our website. Well, that's great. But once that person downloads the guide, you need to follow up with them. You're collecting their email. You need to have an email series in place to consistently deliver them content to move them up the ladder. So you have to have that tech piece in place as well to move them up the ladder, so that you need to be able to deliver them content. Otherwise, you're really like just throwing cards in the wind, right? Make sure that you are collecting the information as soon as they get into your funnel, and then take them through the awareness ladder. And I've given you a lot of examples of content that you can provide to them. So just kind of mix it up, because people who are coming in are going to be at different stages. All right. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. All right. Question number 3. How can I tailor my offers to appeal to clients at different stages of awareness? Tailoring your offers, you want to tailor your offers to meet clients where they are, right? But people are going to kind of be all over the place. So if you say that you want to create content specifically for problem and solution aware people, you want to be really specific about the content you're creating for them, which will increase the likelihood of kind of the conversion and moving them along. So you want to tailor the content for each stage. But basically what I'm saying here is that you're probably going to have to create content for all different stages. And your audit is going to tell you, like, where do I need to focus my time? Like, oh, I think a lot of people spend a lot of time creating content for the unaware. And maybe you should be focusing more on the content for the problem and solution aware people, potentially product aware as well. So for unaware clients, like low commitment resources, like a checklist or a downloadable guide that we already talked about. But now, once that person has downloaded that guide, they have gone up the rung of the ladder. They are now problem aware. So think it's like almost like an email series, right, Molly? So the problem aware clients, you want to create mid-tier offers like free webinars, workshops. A problem aware client is going to be harder to convert to a paid workshop. We kind of get hung up sometimes on this idea that I have to, charge for every webinar and every class that I give. Well, you can if the person is solution and product aware, but for the problem aware people, you're probably not going to convert them. So, mix it up and do offer some free webinars, free workshops, things like mini courses would be great too. These should be focused on solving one aspect of their problem, or like one pain point, a big one. You want to give them a quick win. I mentioned that already. The solution aware clients, you want to highlight a signature program or services. Emphasize why your solution is unique and effective. I think a video tour is a great piece of content to engage people and say, like, this is what it looks like working with me. For product aware and your most aware clients, you really just want to use urgency to drive action. So if they're coming into your funnel and they've already progressed and they're most aware, create the urgency using those strategies that I've shared with you. So let's do some examples here. Unaware would be a quiz. Is stress affecting your digestion? Oh, maybe I'm stressed, like everybody's stressed, right? Like the person looking at that is like, oh, I'm curious, right? Remember, spark curiosity. So do that quiz. Lots of tools available for you to do quizzes. Problem aware stage, a webinar, how nutrition can help you manage menopause. I would actually be much more specific. You want to bring in, as somebody who's experienced menopause, like I'd want more information there, right? So how to manage your blood sugars to improve your menopausal symptoms. So just get really specific there. Again, go revisit the 2 Q&A sessions that we've already done. They're in the Facebook group on your niche, your ICA, and creating your unique value proposition that will help you with all the language here. Solution aware example of content, a 12-week coaching program for stress management and or gut health, and most aware stage and early bird discount for your program. Those are all examples. So now your action here is to review your offers and ensure you have something to engage clients at each stage. That's a great audit to do. Just take a look at what you're offering, like one-on-one counseling, that's a product. That's not, no, that's an offer, right? So one-on-one counseling, like not for somebody unaware, that is going to be somebody who is product aware or most aware. So what else are you offering? Do you have a webinar? Do you have a mini course? Do you have a download? And I am going to urge you to create multiple pieces of content for all of these stages. You just don't create one, but you can, it'll be very clear to you when you do an audit of your content to say, oh, I'm kind of like a little light in the problem aware. Just create 2 or 3 pieces of content. Now, if you're a Living Plate RX member, that is super easy. You just dive into your library and find the content and rework it for your niche and your brand, but you do need to build out content to kind of address people in all of these different stages, just to cast the biggest net possible and get the most conversions for clients. All right, now we're going to move on to another question that we received. How do I identify which stage of awareness my ideal client is currently in? The truth is, like, the potential clients that you're going to be talking to are at every stage. So your ideal customer avatar doesn't necessarily define where they are in the awareness ladder. Now, if your ideal customer avatar is somebody who's been touched by PCOS, then they're already out of unaware because they already have that diagnosis, or somebody who's been touched by cancer, for example, they're already out of unaware. So if that is your niche, lucky you, you probably don't have to create a whole ton of unaware content. You can just focus on the other stages. So they're going to be, so your choice, the truth is that like because you have clients coming in at all different stages, you are going to have to create content for each stage, but you can pick one to kind of start with, depending on your niche or just depending on your preference. Okay, so physician referrals. Well, let me just come to, hello, I'm not paying attention here. Sorry. Hi. Okay. Physician referrals. Clients coming in from a trusted healthcare provider are going to be problem solution aware. Already touched on that. So your goal here is to create content that moves them from product awareness, such as like FAQs, testimonials, kind of behind the scenes videos, to move them along to a purchase, most aware, right? So if you have a product, you want to move them from problem aware, solution aware over to product aware. And then once they're there, you can use urgency to convert them to most aware. But the physician referrals, they're going to be coming in so strong, like that time, that progression is going to be really much, much quicker. So I think that to answer the question, how to identify which stage they are, if somebody's coming from a physician, they're going to be problem solution aware and potentially product aware. So that's really great. Social media audiences kind of offer a mix, but most new followers are probably unaware or just problem aware. So let's say they've been following you for a period of time and you've providing some great content for them. They're moving along with you on social media, but they're going to be kind of all over the place. So social media is usually a mix. Your action item here for this question is to really decide what your focus is going to be. Like, where am I going to start? Determine which stage best aligns with your content strategy and your client acquisition goals. Like, we all want clients and we all want it to happen quickly. Well, if you want it to happen quickly, then you have to focus on the, moving problem solution to product aware and focus less on the unaware. Tailor your content accordingly. So if targeting unaware clients, you want to use quizzes, curiosity driven. If you're targeting product aware, emphasize FAQs, client results, and urgency, like limited time offers. And then you want to analyze engagement, like review how potential clients interact with your content. A great example of this is if somebody is unaware and they come into your email funnel, right? They come into your funnel and you follow up with a downloadable free guide. If that person downloads that guide or they open up a meal plan, they're progressing, right? So that's a way for you to analyze. If you're analyzing the engagement, you can actually see progression through the stages of awareness. So that's always a really good sign. If somebody comes into your funnel, they downloaded, either the download was not, didn't generate enough curiosity, didn't provide the right kind of information, and they're not engaging in emails anymore, then you might need to do some work on that like initial piece of content. So make sure that you're analyzing your engagement. There's a lot of different ways to do that. All right. Any questions on the stages of awareness, stages of change, content creation? If you are a member of Living Plate RX, I'm really excited to share with you again that we are going to start doing strategy and hot seat calls. So you can take all of this information in today, you can start implementing it. And if you need additional support, we are going to be providing inside of private Zoom rooms. You're going to be able to access them. You don't have to register. You just go to your library. And I think we're going to be publishing that learn space on Thursday. So as of Thursday this week, you will be able to see where to join this group. Just log in. It's a Zoom link, very easy. If you want to be in the hot seat is really going to be one-on-one coaching that everybody else can watch. We're going to try and get 1 or 2 people in the hot seat each session. We're going to be doing one strategy session per month for now. But if they prove to be really, really helpful to you, maybe we'll do some more. Our next strategy session is going to be around how you build a compelling brand story. So today we talked about creating content for the stages of awareness and kind of how it aligns with health behavior change. This is going to be focusing on how do you create a compelling brand story that is going to connect this content with your ideal customer avatar. Critical. Right? It's all about messaging. If you get the messaging wrong, if you have the brand story wrong, you're going to be spinning your wheels. It's going to be like riding a bike in mud, right? We want you to be on the smoothest pavement possible. So I want you to join this strategy session. It's going to be live. We're going to do the hot seat coaching. And even if you're not in the hot seat, you're going to be learning, valuable insights by listening just to other people's stories. If you are not a Living Plate RX member yet, and you want to access like all the content that you need for your awareness ladder to really support you with growing your practice, I encourage you to join one of our group demo calls. And I think Molly and Hillary, you're going to be dropping that in now. This is for non-members. I will be taking you on a personal tour right now. Let's align this with the awareness ladder that we just talked about. You are here with me today, so you're not in unaware. There is a problem. The problem is probably that you're either frustrated with creating content or there's a lot of problems around content creation for private practice, right? It just takes a lot of our time and attention away from revenue generating activities, right? So the problem is I don't have the time to create all this content for my practice, but I want to grow my practice. After today, you are more aware of what the solution is and what the product is. So the product aware is somebody who knows that Living Plate RX exists, right? And now I am offering this demo call for everyone who is not yet a member to help convert them to joining our community. So you're actually seeing it in action here today with a Q&A. So during the demo, I will show you how membership works, how you're going to get access to the white labeled content, how you're going to brand it, how you're going to use it using evidence-based strategies to grow your practice. We're going to help you tackle challenges so that you can gain clarity around like a strategy for your practice and how you're going to grow. And you'll also get access to exclusive perks, like all the CEUs you'll ever need. If you're an RD, we provide you with all of the CEUs that you need every year, so 15 per year. Really great learning opportunities to our operating partner, today's dietitian. And of course, the strategy sessions are going to be super valuable. It's coaching, right? So we're going to be providing coaching for our community. So you just need to show up. You need to know what you want to accomplish, and we will have a topic for each strategy session. So we're going to be very, very focused on solving these problems for you so that you can generate more revenue. So I'm going to drop the link, and the link will be, thank you, Hillary. Hillary already dropped the link. Great. Hillary is saying that the strategy sessions will be published inside the Learn section of your library. Yes, and I think we're hoping to get that published on Thursday of this week, and the session is January 16th. Right, Hillary? Yes, January 16th. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I love this conversation. I'm always really excited to to make the connection in an evidence-based way between behavior change and marketing efforts, and kind of really how all of this comes together to support you with growing your practice. Remember, there are 3 things that you need to do in your practice. You need to attract people, you need to serve them, and you need to retain them. That's it. So if you focus on those 3 things and you develop strategies and content to fuel them, basically fuel your funnel, you're going to be good. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Our next session will be in 2 weeks, so you can join us here in the Facebook group. And the recording is going to remain here too. So if you joined us midway through, you can replay this. And then we're also on LinkedIn and YouTube. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, and I hope to see a bunch of our members inside of this strategy call. Really excited to get on that with you. Take care, everybody. Have a great week and Happy New Year.